Welcome to the Adult Table. This is the second part of the Mommy and Lay podcast where we, as parents or parents to be, can sit back, relax, and let loose. To be honest, this is a safe space for adults to talk about the children in their lives behind their backs. So let's get to it. Take 2 on figuring out my microphone. But everybody, welcome to the third episode of the Mommy and Lay podcast. I'm Mommy, aka Mommy. Lisa, Lily, that's a really old name that they used to call me. But you can just call me Lisa. And this is the adult table where every week I'll post an episode at the adult table talking about adult things, parenting, the parent culture, being single as a parent, being married as a parent, and so on. And hopefully this creates a safe space for other people to come in and just talk about their lives. And my goal is just to entertain you guys, bring light to some issues, maybe just have fun, and just be at the adult table. That's what the adult table is about. Because let's talk about, like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, where you had the kids table, you had the adults table. The kids table is lame because kids don't talk about nothing, but the adult table, we talk about some really juicy stuff. So this is why I called this segment of the podcast the adult table. So what I would like to do for every adult table episode, which I will give to you once a week, hopefully every Friday. That's my goal. Do not hold me on that because life happens. I got a child. And also people who I would like to bring on to this part of the podcast also have lives and have kids and stuff like that. So be patient with me. Hopefully this goes well. So yeah, so let's get into it. This episode, I really want to kind of dive into some just talking about childcare, preschool, daycare, grade school, and just my take on some things, what I've witnessed so far for the past 4 years when it came to Layana and putting her into daycare, and the things that I look for, and hopefully I can help you when it anybody who's looking for a daycare to put their child in, what should be on your checklist when looking for a daycare, and some issues that also come with daycares around the US. Also, every episode I would like to start off with the mom juice of the week, or adult juice, just in case you're not a mom listening to this. But the adult juice of the week I would like to share with y'all is the Blushing Lady. Now, the Blushing Lady is made up of, let me look this up. No, actually I already have it. But the Blushing Lady is made up of vodka, pomegranate liquor, pink grapefruit juice, and sugar, and a lemon wedge to garnish. So, to be honest, I'm gonna make this myself so I can see how it tastes. I haven't tasted it yet, but hopefully in the future, when I do the mom juice of the week, I'll actually make it and taste it for you guys and let y'all know how it is. But it sounds really good, so I figure I'll share that with you, and let me know if you make it and you drink it at night for your wind down, or whenever you're away from your kids, at home or out. So let me know. It's called the Blushing Lady. Vodka, pomegranate, liqueur, pink grapefruit juice, and sugar and lemon for a lemon wedge for garnish. All right, so we're going to get into our first segment, which is hot topics of the week. So I have 2 hot topics to share with y'all. This really kind of I was scrolling through TikTok, because what parent doesn't. And I came across this TikTok of a mom who who found her daughter at the daycare. I know some of you guys have heard of this, but she was late. Mom was late, about 30 minutes from picking up her daughter from daycare. I've been through it. I'm sure a lot of people have been through this before, where you're running late, or there was some kind of miscommunication, and your child is at daycare. Pretty much might be the only child there. Most likely, most daycares charge you a late fee. I remember that month where I had to pay that late fee. It was not pretty. But yeah, so with this particular story, the mom goes up to the daycare, notice that there are no cars in the parking lot, there's nobody in the daycare. She's like, okay, where's my daughter? Daughter was inside of the daycare, locked inside of the daycare. Like, that's low key messed up. Like, I would be so livid if somebody just left my child at a daycare. Like, what is up with that? But she recorded it and put it on. I think it was on the news, but I saw it on TikTok. And the poor baby looked, traumatized, distraught. Like, yo, get me out of here. And the mom calls the police, and the police come and pry the door open. But yo, like, if that would have happened to me, I would be everywhere, let everybody know, don't take your child to that daycare. It would be a problem. I would raise hell, and yeah, me and my family will beat everybody up, and no, we won't. We're peacemakers, but yeah, that's so messed up. Like, I can't imagine just left the child there. Like, the people who actually left the child there, what was really going on in their brain? Like, what in the world? Because it's something has to be wrong with them to say, you know what, let's just leave so and so here while mommy late. I don't care how often the mother left the child there at the daycare, not left the child, but was late picking up her daughter. I don't care how many times. Ring up that late fee, and so be it. But you stay behind and you wait for the parent to come and pick up their child, right? You would think so, but that's not the case here. Like, they straight up left her, and it's just wrong, and it's just no excuse just to leave a child by themselves. Anything could have happened. Anything. Like, let's think of the worst. You have a fire might have just broken out, or you know I don't know. I can't imagine something like that ever happening. So I don't know, but that's crazy. But okay, so that was one crazy story that I saw over the week, and it's blowing up on TikTok. I'm sure you're going to come across it if you haven't yet. And then another story is in Florida, which is not surprising. Yeah, so a Florida child instead of a Florida man, but a Florida child, a 2-year old in Florida. It was a toddler. He walks outside of a daycare into ongoing traffic. Y'all, what is going on with these daycares? Let me see if I can find the article, because I looked that article up and I was like, what the world? Um, no, that's a Florida mom. It was another one. Okay, here, Florida. Oh, both of them were in Florida? You got it. Bruh, come on. What is going on in Florida? So the mother who found her child left at the daycare was in Florida, and then this toddler who walked outside of the daycare onto ongoing traffic was also in Florida. The freak. Um, yo, and this child name is Mason, 2 years old. The article said appears that he unlocked the door at the daycare center last November. Okay, so it wasn't recent, but they came out with the article recently. and then walked down the ramp into the road. The mother said, y'all, we're going to call her Mary. And the mother said, I was on fire. Fire is an understatement on how I would have felt. Because why is it easy for a child to get out of the door to daycare? That's one thing I want to talk about. That's another topic I want to talk about when it comes to safety in daycares and what to look for when looking for daycares. That was number one on my list when it came to finding a daycare for Leanna. But yeah, someone she was on fire. Man, what the? Yo, there's a whole video. There's a whole video of this child walking into traffic. Where's the supervision? Tell me about it. Like, bruh, and there's cameras. Like, there's no one watching the cameras. There's no supervision of this child. First question: is it really that many kids in one classroom to where you cannot keep an eye on all of them? If there is, there needs to be a system in place to cut down the amount of kids in the classroom. Oh my god. This hold on, y'all. Listen, the state inspected the facility after the former employees showed them the surveillance video, and the daycare was fined $600 for lack of supervision and failure to report. $600, y'all. That's it. $600 is nothing. That's like what 2 weeks of childcare from one person. That's it's pennies to a dollar when it comes to a daycare center. That is not enough. Um, no, that is not enough punishment. What kind of mess? Come on, Florida, you got to do better. But then again, it's Florida. Uh, the facility was also required to submit a plan within a month, ensuring staff understand the responsibilities regarding the supervision. Wow, that's crazy. Yo, look like the former employee like pretty much leaked this video to police. Like, obviously, this former employer was mad about whatever. Maybe she quit or that she got fired, and she was like, "Well, f y'all, I'm about to rat y'all motherfuckers out." Oh man, that's messed up, bro. My child, no, like y'all, come on. You gotta do better, Florida. You gotta do better. But like I said, like when it comes to looking for daycare, especially in my area, I live in the Johns Creek area. Duluth is right next to each other, so it's pretty nice. Like the daycares are pretty nice. It's really good upkeep. But the number one thing that I really focused on when I was looking for a daycare for Leanna when she first started going was security. Security had to be because last thing I wanted was like for someone to go into a daycare and do God know what to the kids or the faculty. Like safety is number one. So the one that I did find or the one that I did go start having Leanna go to had really good security where you had to have a code to get into the first door, and then there was a lobby, and you had to have another code to get into the main door that led to the classes. So like you had to go through two separate securities just to get to where the classes were, and these doors were like really heavy. I swear it had to be bulletproof because the glass is like really heavy, really thick. So that's why I went. And there's a lot of surveillance, and also I was able to check in on her over the course of the day through video feed. Like you could see what's going on in the classroom with your child all throughout the day. Just check in. So that was like a plus for me for when I was looking for a daycare for Lane. And another thing I was actually that was in price, of course. I mean, daycare is ridiculously high. I don't know how much daycare is in other states, but here in near Johns Creek, North Georgia, you're going to be paying more than $2,000 a month in daycare. So no, I'm sorry, not $2,000, but pretty much close to 2,000. Like I was paying about 1,300. That's rent. So it's like I'm paying double rent for it was a lot, which was one of the reasons why I had to take her out, because I just could not afford it. Even though I work pretty well, but just the consistent 1,300 a month coming out my bank account was not ideal. But Leanna's fine. She still learns. I made sure of that. So, um, and then also I kind of want to like get on the topic of also talking about the Georgia Pre-K lottery program. Okay, y'all. So let's talk about this. This kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit when I found out about like parents who are financially stable, or not stable, like financially well off, well off. This is the area that I stay in. Like people are financially well off. This is one of the most um wealthiest areas in Georgia. So not me. I stay right outside of Johns Creek. Johns Creek is one of the most wealthiest places in Georgia. Even the taxes are high just in the city, in that little city. But I kind of found out that, a lot of parents in Johns Creek are putting their kids, or trying to submit their kids into the Georgia Pre-K lottery program, which is a free pre-K program. And it's a lottery, so that means they're randomly picked from a waiting list that you had to sign them up on in February, between February and April, depending on the preschool. But it's free. That means you don't have to pay to have your child go to pre-K if your child is picked. So that means there are slots, right? Come to find out, these well off parents are putting their kids' names on the list where they can actually afford pre-K, but they're taking up space from someone who cannot afford pre-K. Like that, for me, that's a problem. Um, like, let me know, your thought on that particular, in the comments below on YouTube. I'll post a video up on Instagram. Comment below. What do you think about that? Cause that ain't that ain't right. It's just not. Cause it's people like me struggling um for their child to start in some type of educational system, and there are other people taking up the opportunity. So like, y'all, I had to this week go to 4 to 5 different preschools just to put Leon on the waiting list, so that we have a higher chance of getting picked for a free pre-K program. That's a lot of work, and it just behooves me that there's someone, child or children, on that list, that where they can really afford to pay for that, taking up spaces. So I'll be even more mad if all 5 schools don't pick Leanna's name, and, I'll be stuck either homeschooling the girl or having to come out of pocket for pre-K, because I want my baby to have to get started early. Who don't, right? All right, so we're gonna get into our next episode, not next episode, but our next segment called the "Am I a Bad Parent?" This is where I read Reddit stories from Reddit. I really couldn't wait to do this, because this is awesome. Like, I love Reddit stories. I love determining if somebody is a bad parent or if somebody is an a-hole. And so let's see. Let me see. I got like 2 stories, y'all. There's 2. Okay, here's one. It's pretty short. I try to pick short stories. And also, if you want to submit Am I a Bad Parent into the show, just DM me on any platform, and for sure I'll read it. So let's get to it. All right. Let's go. A while ago, my daughter, 8-year-old female, was complaining about her daycare because they were not giving her sunscreen. She asked for sunscreen, but they said that black people do not need sunscreen, but they actually do. We know that. Before COVID, they went on a field trip and they made all the black kids sit in the sun and made the white kids sit in the shade because it would damage their skin or some BS. I talked to the ladies of the daycare and they said that it was justified, but said if we bought in the doctor's note, they would give her sunscreen. Wow. I made my daughter take it to school and let her share it with other kids, but then the teachers took it saying she was not allowed to do that without their permission. The other day, she came home with a bad sunburn and her skin was peeling and I had enough and wrote that they were racist and segregating kids and that she could get skin cancer, which you can. Even if your skin is melanated and you're out in the sun for a long time, sunburn happens because I've had sunburn up here and you still can get skin cancer. Like, come on. Yes, our percentage of getting skin cancer is lower, but where am I? Okay, so she gets skin cancer because they are forcing her in the sun without sunscreen. I send the lady in charge articles about cancer and that black people can get sunburn and sent her names of the workers who enforce this. She said that they were under her orders, oh Lord, and that she was right because we have more protection against this, and said that I was blowing this out of proportion and asked me to take my review down. Hell no. I am seriously thinking of contacting a news channel about this. My friend said I am being a Karen. Don't throw that term at us. The hell? What kind of friend? Bro, what kind of friend is this? But that she's being a Karen for complaining publicly and that black people have melanin, so that gives them lots of protection that other kids don't have. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Her question is, I'm sorry, y'all. I meant to read the question, but her question is, am I the asshole for writing a bad Yelp review about my child's daycare, calling them racist? No, you're not an asshole. You're not a bad parent. You know what? You did the right thing. This is your review because I would have did the same thing. If they would have refused to put sunscreen on my child after I have requested that they put on sunscreen, and then they gave me a really hard time about it, and my child came back home with sun damage, and no, you're not the asshole at all. Now, the daycare are complete assholes because no matter how much melanin any of those kids have, all those kids should be treated equally. Period. Um, if the white kids are sitting under the shade, guess what? The black kids need to be sitting under the shade too. What kind of mess is that? They tripping. Um, Also, they are so. What is up with these people? This better not be in Florida. I swear. She lived in the deep south, Savannah. Maybe not. I don't know. She didn't say, but she lived in the deep south. So, believe it or not, y'all, that is not. That's nothing alarming because it's some really messed up people here. Just the way of thinking is so messed up. But yeah, the daycare was wrong. You're not wrong. You're not the a hole. I'm on your side. All right, we 24 minutes in. Not bad. I really want this to be like a 25-minute podcast, just to hopefully we can get some longer ones in. But it's just me, so I have nobody to talk to. It's just me, y'all. But yeah, so that is it for today. If you have any stories you want to share, anything, any insights you want me to give, just DM me, and I will see you guys next week at the adult table and on the Mommy and Lay podcast where Leona is doing her podcast. I'll be there also. So see you guys next week. Peace.